when we start the COVID, this they tell to us that the condition is like the war.
I already tried to register myself, and the best that I can get is April next year.
To get the vaccine, and they give some compensation, I think, around 1,000 dirham.
Indonesia is producing their own local brand vaccine. They call it Merah Putih. Yeah.
And until now, I still feel that symptom after about 1 month. Just
Singapore government has learned from SARS in 2003.
Now that I had to experience the very dark side of COVID.
I do see myself taking it later on, but I would like to wait and see how it affects everyone.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello bros and sis. My name is Rio from Houston, Texas. Welcome to my channel Bapak Zaman Now. It's been an unforgettable moment the past year. Our city where I live, Houston, H-Town, Clutch City, reached 1 year. I don't want to say this anniversary. COVID has been here for 1 year already in our beautiful city. I remember when I bought my plane ticket to go back home last year. At the time, we heard about this virus been going on in China, and I thought at the moment it's gonna be just like locally spreading, and at the end it start spreading around the world. And then in one time we start thinking that this is really serious when our plane ticket got canceled, and then start getting even more serious when my close friends and then also some of my relatives passed away due to COVID. Even though till now a lot of people still struggling in the hospital fighting the COVID. Okay. I don't know, I couldn't imagine that this virus can be still going on till now. This pandemic, this virus is not only attacking our health, but it's also economically any country in this world got affected. So I myself is very grateful that we still have a roof above our heads, and Alhamdulillah still have a good health till now, knock on wood. In the near future, majority of people in the US and hopefully in the world will get vaccinated, with hope everything at least the situation is nearing back to normal. COVID is not only in the US and not only in Jakarta, my hometown, but it's across the world. What I want to do today for my channel, for my video, I want to do random chat with my friend all over the world, and I want to ask them what is their experience about COVID since the beginning of last year until now. Let's check it out. I asked my friend who is currently living in Melbourne, and hi Juzuf. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you, mate? And then how is Australian government policy right now to fight the COVID?
Hello, Assalamualaikum yo, apa kabar? My name is Juzuf. I'm living in Melbourne. First of all, I just want to tell you something. I want to start with last year when the COVID started. On January and February, the government, when I remember the government said that when we start the COVID, they tell to us that the condition is like the war condition. So we have to well prepare for everything because the pandemic, and then we start with stage 3 and then stage 4. The stage 3 and then stage 4 is a big difference, because instead for everyone is not necessary go back to work. Like if you're not working as in the food industry, in the healthy industry, and then very important things in public industry, you can back to work as usual, so you stay at home. We're doing it this one, I think, till after Christmas and the New Year's, even the New Year's Eve, we still stay at home. And then we back little bit back to normal, maybe after nearly February, like 30% we come back to work. And then we get it, the result is very hard for us. Someone that need to check for test for COVID, the government give everything, like they give it payment for every family, and then even the school, the government provide for everything. Hopefully now we get the 0 case, nearly 27 weeks now, 30 weeks until now. So we feel like it's with no COVID, so it's 0 case, Alhamdulillah. This pandemic, of course, is very affect for economy, but like the government give it like like tell to everyone, if we keep doing it, like use the mask, social distancing, and then like we wash hand, everything as usual, and we can pass all the pandemics. So until now we still doing it, like use the mask, but not necessarily not in grocery or in the public transport, because we get the 0 case. Even we start to doing the games, AFL, like the big games here, like maybe in your place, like rugby or something like that, we doing as usual now, so we can go. But even we doing like as normal now, if they start like any case, like 1 or 2 people get positive, in the future maybe we ready to lock down again. So lockdown is not like something strange with us, like we can do lockdown anytime if the COVID start again.
Now, what is your hope in the future regarding this COVID pandemic?
So I hope in the next 1 year or 2 years we get back to normal. But at the moment, the government plans to next week or next 2 weeks the international border is gonna be open. So I hope the government well prepared, like they prepare for quarantine place, like in the hotel or near the airport, and then very strict for people that come to Australia in any state. So they can at least make the risk very 0 case. And the people come from overseas, I think government give me the educate that how you do in Australia when you come over from Australia. Maybe I hope the government can give like the vaccine or check in the hospital or anything that they need, so they feel safe when they start join in Australian people here. So we hope everyone stay safe, stay healthy, and we back to normal as usual again. Okay, thank you, Rio. Say hello to all your family. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So, bros and sis, at the moment in the US, we already started to have vaccine, especially for the people that age 59 and above. And now, every adult will start eligible to have a vaccine starting on the March 29th. When we in the state is still in progress in vaccine, one of my friend in the other part of the world already got the second one, even a few months before us. And on the second time, so he's done. So I wanna ask him, Hendrick, how are you, man? Hope all good in Dubai.
Yeah, all good in Dubai.
Can you share with us your experience with COVID vaccine and what is the side effect?
As for your request, I'm trying to share this experience in Dubai. Okay, hopefully this will help. So basically, in my experience, the government here is really particular on this COVID issue. So I started myself my first vaccine in January, first week of January, I think. And I think before that, they started to encourage people in UAE, Dubai and Abu Dhabi and all the UAE area to get the vaccine, and they give some compensation, I think, around 1,000 dirham for the first volunteer who is willing to take the first vaccine. This was last year. So for me, I took my first shot in January. I didn't have any side effect, to be honest. It was just little bit sleepy feeling kind of stuff, and I felt totally fine. And then the second one was given to me on end of Feb. Okay, there was some delay from the government side because of the stock. So I took my second vaccine as well in end of February, and all okay, no side effects.
So bros and sis, at the moment we understand that each country is racing to fight this virus, to get the economy back on track. So I have a friend that live in Germany. As you know, that Germany is one of the most advanced country in the world. It makes me wonder. I want to ask a few questions to my friend Ricky and Auntie. They live in Germany right now. So hi Ricky and Auntie. I wonder how the government over there treat the virus, and how is the people daily activity right now? Is it normal already over there?
Hi, Greg.
Hi.
So, yeah, things are getting better here right now. Well, we still have limited activity. Like, if you want to go to the shops, you need to register first before you can enter.
Yeah, you need to make an appointment via online, so you can come to the store after your appointment is approved.
Yeah, and after that, for grocery shop, you can still just walk in. For restaurant, you can take away, but for leisures, some places are already open, like museum and also the zoo, yeah, and some park. But yeah,
in some area that have a limitation, like if they are the corona situation is still high, so for like museum and also zoo, they should make an appointment.
yeah, they still require some appointment. Okay. But things are quite better. Schools are also open now. Yeah, I mean, we already have a face-to-face meeting. Kindergarten already accepting students also. Yeah. So yeah, that's the situation here in Germany.
Okay. Now, is it free to get a vaccine over there, or to get the treatment if they get infected?
Well, for the COVID immunization in here, it's free. Yeah, it's provided by the government. But the thing is that you need to register yourself first, and they will check based on your age, on your whether you have let's say some kind of illness that requires more attention. But let's say if you are just ordinary guy below 50 years old without without any sickness,
65.
actually below 65 without any sickness,
You are not priority.
you're not priority. I already tried to register myself, and the best that I can get is April next year, not within this year. For working situation, at least for the company that I work with, everything is still normal. So we still work full hour, 40 hour a week. There is no what they call Kurzarbeit or short time work. We don't have that here, but it doesn't mean every company is like that. I mean, like production or retail shop, of course they will cut the hours of their employee. We also, for if it's possible to work from home, then it's highly encouraged to do that, and all employers must allow their employees to work from home until end of April. Yeah.
And also one more thing is the government pay us for incentive for our child, because during Corona, our child they cannot go to the school or kindergarten, so government give us the incentive.
Yeah, the incentive is about 150 euro per children. Okay, on top of the already incentive for children about 200 something euro. And not just that, also the fee for the kindergarten, it will be reimbursed by the government if your child doesn't go to the kindergarten. So things quite okay in here. I like it here.
Really miss my home country, Jakarta, Indonesia. It's been a while. I haven't been there, so I wanna ask a few questions to my friend. I know in Jakarta right now most of elderly people already got vaccine and it's free provided by the government. So I wanna ask one of my friend that work closely in the hospital industry, and I wanna say hi to him. And hi Rito.
Hi Greg, how's it going, man? It's been a while not to see you, right? All these pandemic situations makes us more apart than apart, right? How are you? You feeling good? All your family going good? Hopefully. I'm feeling good now. My family too.
What is your opinion with current condition in Indonesia? Does the hospital in general feels the reduction of capacity for COVID patient, or right now is still in critical condition?
Actually, for the past, I suppose about 2 weeks from now, the last 2 weeks, the situation is quite more controllable because all the vaccination is going on now, and the numbers of people get infected is quite decreased. I'm not saying it's totally down, but it's quite decreased for now. If you say the critical conditions about the situations in Indonesia, it depends where side you want to see it. If you see it in the hospital, it's quite critical actually, but if you see in the streets, in the city, and all the circumstances in here, is perfectly fine.
What brand is currently Indonesia as a country provided to the people?
Now we are using the Sinovac because our government have an agreement with Sinovac from China, and yeah, it's free, still free.
And I heard Indonesia produce their own local vaccine brand, which is wow, that's awesome, man. But and they call it Merah Putih. Merah Putih is basically the flag of Indonesia, red and white. What do you think about it, and what will be the percentage of effectivity with human body?
They call it Merah Putih, yeah. they're still producing and they're still doing the testing for the vaccine. Is it work or now? Is it work or no? Hopefully it's working because they've got they do the research from the 6 brand of a vaccine. One of them is Sinovac, and I cannot tell you about the effectivity to the human body now, but in Sinovac, because I'm working in the hospital industry, in the medical industry, I've got a privilege that to do the vaccine, and until now I already done my second phase of vaccine. I already do the serology test, and it's positive now. They already create my antibody. I'm not saying they, my body create my antibody because of the vaccine. The numbers, the parameter, I don't know exactly about the parameters, but the last time they got 25 something, the numbers of the positivity is supposed to be good. Yeah, I think that's all the question. Thank you.
Thanks, Rito. I'll see you around. People talk about COVID there, COVID this. We will not really think it is serious until it will affect you with the people around you, close to you, or within your circle. My close family, my brother-in-law, need to stay in hotel for quarantine. I think it's about 10 days. So I wanna ask him. He's good right now, alhamdulillah. But I wanna ask him how is his experience with it. So hi Julie, how are you? Hope everything good over there. And then how was your treatment when you receive and while you are staying in the hotel for quarantine? And how's the employee or the medical staff that treat the patient over there?
Hi, I'm very fine, thank you. About the treatment in Athletes Village Kemayoran, they have very good treatment and service in the Athletes Village for 10 days. I stayed there. So we got regular meal and also supplement and medicine for COVID, and they treat us very well. They do regular maintenance and check to our body, our blood pressure and our oxygen saturation, and there are always available nurse if we complain or we have some symptom that not happened before. So overall, very good service indeed.
And is there any symptoms you felt from the beginning, and what is the progress right now?
And until now, at very first, I still get some very light symptom actually, but I still got a bit diarrhea because there's problem in my stomach regarding the medicine, and until now I still feel that symptom after about 1 month, just amazing. And also I got sore throat at first, and until now sometimes I still get a little bit cough. So but in overall, after I recover, after being negative from COVID-19, I still feel that I'm a little bit easy to exhausted, so I still need more rest, and I cannot do some hard activity, so I must also consider my rest. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Now, after talking about my home country, Indonesia, you cannot miss Singapore as the neighbor country. I heard is really strict to prevent COVID entering their country. So my friend introduced me, Satria introduced me to one of his friend, Agus. Basically, Satria said, if you want to ask anything, ask Agus. Thanks for introducing me to him, Satria. And hi, Agus. What do you think? Do you agree with it about that statement that Singapore is pretty strict to prevent COVID entering your country right now?
Yeah, I'm totally agree with it. The Singapore government is very strict to prevent COVID entering this country.
Alright. And what kind of policy from the government that makes the country looks better handling the COVID in the first place?
The Singapore government has progressively implemented numerous control measures, including travel ban, contact tracing, circuit breaker, compulsory mask wearing, and social distance policies. Singapore government has learned from SARS in 2003. They handled the COVID really good and much better prepared. Yeah, it totally has a big difference when COVID hit Singapore for the first time and the situation today. Small number case in community. The government keep update the information through social media, so we all know how many COVID case per today. The government make all the people here in Singapore feel safe. Now I'm waiting for my turn to get a vaccine. Hope I getting soon.
Alright, after Singapore, we're gonna go way back to where I live right now in Houston, Texas. So, in the US, it is normal. After you graduate high school, you get a job and you live by yourself, separate from your family. And with this current pandemic condition, you definitely usually like regularly you visit your family, or during some weeks, some months. But this pandemic, it prevent everything for you to do it. So I did ask my fellow Texans friends in Houston about it, and here is Brian, my friend. Hey Brian, how are you, man? I knew that you did experience COVID a while back ago, and how you felt about it at the time, and what you consumed that you think helped you survive.
Yeah, so I had COVID back in February 2021, and I can honestly say it was probably the worst experience I've ever been through in my entire life. It put me on my butt for about 2 weeks. I was running every symptom you could imagine. I had the fever, I had the fatigue, I had the coughing, and the breathing issues, and at one point I was admitted to the hospital for a short period of time. So yeah, for me personally, it was absolutely terrible. But the strange part is, like, majority of the people that I know that had COVID, they didn't have a single symptom. A lot of my buddies that got it, they didn't even know they had it. They just went to get tested because someone else they knew had it, so they go get tested and they have it, but they have no symptoms. So the way it affects everyone differently is still completely strange to me. And but yeah, again, me personally, it was bad, and I definitely do not want to experience that again. And as far as what I took and like medication wise, and what I did to help me through it, was pretty much what I did was I lived on water, Gatorade, and for the medication part, I was alternating between Tylenol and Motrin, just every 4 hours switching off on those, and trying to reduce that fever because it was absolutely terrible.
Consider vaccine right now is already rolling. Are you planning to get one, and what would be your reason for it?
Right, so the vaccine coming up in May, now at this point, after COVID, I'm really excited for it. I've, if you would ask me when all this started, would I take the vaccine? I would have told you no. There was a lot of people doing like the test trials. I wouldn't personally do that, but now that I had to experience the very dark side of COVID, and I had to go through that. I definitely never want to do that again. So yeah, I'm definitely going to get it. Technically, I would be eligible to get it now, just with certain medical conditions that I have. But I'd like to wait until it's readily available to everyone in the country, and then I'll feel better about getting it. And yeah, I think it's important that people do get it. There's a lot of conspiracies around vaccines and whatnot, and don't get me wrong, I like me a conspiracy, but I think that vaccines are important, especially this one. So yeah, that's all I got.
Alright, thanks Brian. And I already asked the guy. It will not be complete if I don't ask the girl. Hi Selena, how are you? How you felt when the pandemic is hitting the hardest? Are you afraid to visit your family?
Hi, I'm doing well and thanks for having me. So during the pandemic, we didn't get to visit friends and family as much. We were just trying to do our part and lessen the spread. Along with, we didn't know who other people were in contact with, and we just didn't want to catch corona.
Believe you experience your loved one, Brian of course, and yourself got a COVID at certain period. Did you ever think about that you're gonna face COVID that close?
Yeah, so I never thought that my loved one Brian and I would actually catch corona, only because we were actually listening to all the CDC guidelines. We used hand sanitizer, we kept our masks, we kept 6 feet distance from other people, and we only went out when it was absolutely necessary, which was the grocery store. Other than that, we would do our best to just DoorDash or order takeouts, anything that would just be delivered so we wouldn't have to go out. And yet, we still ended up getting coronavirus, so it definitely caught us by surprise.
And what did you do at the time, and what you think that helped you recover from the COVID?
Yeah, what I think definitely helped us out a lot was a lot of the Tylenol severe cold liquid. We took this about, I want to say, every 4 hours, and when we didn't take it, it was definitely noticeable. Our fevers would spike a lot, and then after that it just got like to 103 sometimes, or for Brian it would get up to 103. For me, I think it went up to about 102. What helped us out along with the liquid, because after a while that kind of stopped working, so we would rotate the Motrin and the Tylenol, and that was something that the ER actually recommended, and that helped bring it down a lot. So after a while we didn't have any symptoms at all, except for this one cough that just wouldn't go away. Definitely took about 4 weeks maybe for it to go away.
And also that some of us is working from home, and a lot of them not able to work at all because you need to be on site to work during this pandemic, such as in the bar and restaurant. How the pandemic affecting your work environment till now?
So work life during the pandemic was definitely a challenge, at least in the beginning when we were all learning to go remotely. I know we had a lot of connectivity issues. A lot of people just couldn't log on to the server, or a lot of people just didn't have the supplies necessary, so the company had to provide either the laptops or the docking stations. So it was a bit of a challenge, but I think now we're doing well, a lot better than we were in the beginning at least. And I think we kind of got the hang of things. As far as the industry itself, I'm in the oil and gas industry. So gas prices were extremely low. No one was going anywhere, so gas wasn't being used. And then a lot of oil rigs actually shut down. and there was definitely a lot of layoffs in the company.
And the same question I asked Brian. Vaccine is still rolling right now. Will you take it?
So I do know a couple of people that have taken the vaccine. I know that for Pfizer, I want to say, a lot of people like my dad were told to take Tylenol in case their fever spiked. Other people that took it, I know they had a really sore arm for a while. I've heard people take Johnson & Johnson, and they're doing okay with the Johnson & Johnson. I haven't heard any issues with them, at least. But I do know that it affects everyone differently. So as for me, I felt like the vaccine was a little too rushed, which makes me a little skeptical about it. But I do see myself taking it later on, but I would like to wait and see how it affects everyone in general.
Thank you, Selena, for sharing your experience. I also want to thank you to all my friends in Melbourne, Australia, and in Singapore, in Dubai, in Germany, in Jakarta, of course, my home country, and my second home, my fellow Texans. Also appreciate guys for sparing your time answering my curiosity about what you guys are doing in the past year regarding the pandemic. And of course, and I believe we all agree that we want this pandemic to be over, regardless that you believe it's real or it's just a hoax or it's a political conspiracy. We all want this to end immediately. And we knew that COVID was began from Wuhan, China, but please doesn't mean you have the rights to hate the people, Asian people. I'm an Asian people. Fight the virus, not the race or the skin color. And please also start spreading hate message with other race, because virus have no countries, bros and sis. Remember, this is not over yet, and please take any preventive action to stop the virus to come back stronger. Hope you guys enjoying my weekend video chat with my friend all over the world. It is a privilege for me. I'm still able to chat with all my friends. And don't forget, as usual, to subscribe, to like, to give a comment to my channel so I can make more videos in the future. And of course my channel Bapak Zaman Now #making great. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.